cannot operate in high dimensions with only the positive pole. You cannot operate in high dimensions in only the positive pole. I repeat, you cannot operate in high dimensions with only the positive pole. You hear me? And I say that because reprogramming the mind is not a weekend retreat. Reprogramming the mind is not a weekend retreat. You don't get it done in a you can't get it done in a weekend. You spend all your life being how you spent your life being until something in your life made you make the decision, to want to do something different with the life you've been living, just like me. See? So reprogramming the mind is not a weekend retreat. That's why consistency is so important. To get used to doing something, it takes consistency. And to get used to undoing things and replace it with better things to do, it takes the same type of consistency, sometimes 5 to 10 times more. You see, because if you've been a certain kind of way 20 years, it might take you 20 plus, to be done away with the residue of all that you was. Stay with me, So we got to be patient on our journey, but we got to be real on our journey. We got to be patient and we got to be real, and we got to be kind. We can't be so hard on ourselves because we're going to stumble, we're gonna slip, fall, but we got to get back up, cause a cake don't bake faster because you turn the heat up. See, a cake don't bake any faster because we turn the heat up. You see, I remember, I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, but I remember somebody asking me about taking shortcuts. We don't take shortcuts over here. We don't take shortcuts over here. You gotta choose your thoughts like they matter, because they do. And like I said, a cake don't bake no faster because we turn the heat up. If anything, it's gonna fall. You hear me? And a leopard can't change its spots. A leopard cannot change its spots, but you can change your heart. You see, a leopard can't change its spots, but we can change our heart. Now you tell me who more powerful. You know, it's things like that. It's simple wisdoms, that came through a lot of experiences. you know, but it makes a difference. To drive away evil spirits ain't necessarily something outside of us. It's how we think. And that's what we need to watch. You want to drive away evil spirits, watch how you think. What type of gas you putting in your car? What type of gas are you putting in your car? Then what type of gas are you letting other people put into your car? What you letting people drop into your tank? What you listening to within yourself? Then what you listening to when it comes to what you entertain, cause it matters. See, it's important, cause the only thing energetic warfare do for me is make me stronger at holding space for myself because I know what to do with it. But I know that ain't the case for everybody. So I come through and drop these wisdoms, you know, that be put on me through the different downloads and uploads, you know, that I come through and I transmit, you know, because there's a lot of things going on, you know. Life, like as y'all know me to say, life is lifing and shifts is shifting. And when we hear that term, life is lifing, it's crazy how negative connotations or shade can get thrown on things so quick and so easy, you know, in the way that it's used. But life, when I say life is life, I take that as a positive. No matter what's going on, no matter how many challenges it may be, you know, no matter what tests I may be going through, you know, no matter what obstacles, you know, may be occurring. Life is life is a positive thing. It's a good thing for no reason at all. For me, you see, and somebody can use that somebody can use that frame of thought by adapting to that space of mind. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You hear me? But yeah, things are shifting, things are moving. You know, it ain't as heavy for some of us as it was. I don't know if is it just me or do it feel like timeline jumping feel like a life after death? Because in a sense, it is. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. Because we put the work in to know the difference. It ain't what it ain't what it was, and what it is today, it ain't gonna be tomorrow. You hear me? Not if you growing, not if you changing, not if you shifting, not if you ain't get stuck, not if you out that loop. You hear me? You know, cause justice is in your judgment. Justice is in your judgment, and when we the more we embrace the power in that justice is in our judgment, you know, it'll change, shift, or allow us to make some adjustments in how we put and how we perceive the world within us and how we perceive the world outside of us as it moves through us. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. But justice is in your judgments, and that come to people, that come to mindsets, that come to behavior patterns, that come and that could be in open or in private, you know. But so I said that to say we need to know what we look forward to. You know, we need to know what we look forward to. And I posed the question, what do forward look like for you? What do forward look like to you? You know? Because we're going to need to, I need to know technology like I know myself, but we're going to need to know ourselves just as much as we know technology. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it, you know? Because everything outside of us is designed to determine how we think and how we feel based on how we think. Whatever going on outside of us, feel about us over how we feel about ourselves. You know, and it may not feel, and that may not, and just hearing that may not feel good to hear. You know, and if it don't, that means it's working. You know. If it don't, if what I said, in other words, if what I said disturb the whatever turbulence that you already got going on, that means it's working. You hear me? Cause life is not all about the highlight reels. You know. Matter of fact, life is not a highlight reel. You know, it come with a whole bunch of plays, you know, that ain't so pretty, you know, to witness. You hear me? It come with a whole bunch of plays that ain't so pretty to witness. And if you've been living long enough and paying attention to the life you've been living, you know that, you know. And I share that because we need to do more to appreciate what we have, you know. So I'm sharing this message in gratitude. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be me. You know, it's an honor to it's an honor to know you, ladies and gentlemen. You know, my brothers and sisters, the gods and goddesses. You know, priests and priestess. You know, star seeds and cosmic beings. You know, I appreciate y'all. You know, I want to remind you to appreciate those around you. Appreciate what you have, and appreciate those around you. You know, I want to make I want to place some emphasis into that. You know, appreciate what you have, and appreciate those around you. I want to give a moment of silence for everything that we have in this moment, and everyone that we have around us in this moment. Because it could change at any moment. See? It could change at any moment. I know some of y'all probably thought I was tripping or I'm bugging, you know, but that's what they say about those of us who who sent here, you know, to help change the world, to help break the norm. You know, they call us all type of things, but I know it made sense to what it was supposed to make sense to, even those who prejudged it. Once you caught what I was doing, I know it made sense to you too. It could change in any moment, man. You know, I think deep about life. You know, I think deep, period. You know, and I definitely think deep about life because nobody else can do it for me. You know, like I think Tupac said it best. I'm trying to live. See, having life is one thing, but doing it, but giving it all you got to live it to the fullest, that's a whole nother thing, you know. So like my brother Tupac say, I'm trying to live. It's hard to be positive with niggas shooting at your crib, you know. And even though I'm familiar with the life that he was speaking that from in the physical, I see everything and I hear everything spiritual to be able to build it up or break it down in the ways that I do, you know. So I had saw something spiritual, and I saw that as a spiritual thing. You know, it's not so much as what goes on outside of us or the war that we see going on outside of us, as much as the war that be taking place inside of us. You see, you know, and distractions help us stay concerned with the things going on outside of us, and have little time to put our energy, attention, and effort into the thing what's going on inside of us. Not all of us, you know, not all of us, because it's just a few of us that peep the game and know what's going on, you know, and know who we are and what we're here to do, you know. But yeah, for those that don't, that's for you, you know. Get out the habit of being uh in the passenger seat of your own life. You know, get out the habit of being passenger in your life, being a passenger in your life. You know, and what I mean by that is by being disconnected. When you disconnected from yourself, you the passenger in your life. You know, and most people get up like that. So as soon as they get up, you know, before they connect, they they grabbing their phone or, you know, turning on the TV to watch the news or something, you know, so forth and so on. But any and everything, you know, external before connecting. Before you, so it's important, you know, to connect with yourself before your feet hit the floor. You know, before your feet hit the floor. Before your feet hit the floor. Yeah. And it'll make a difference. Cause ain't no healing in the world unless healing taking place in you. Ain't no joy in the world. Ain't no nothing in the world unless it's taking place in you. Think about that for a minute. Ain't nothing in the world. Ain't nothing outside of you unless it's taking place in you. And in most cases, those are the things that we entertain. In all the areas that compose of what we call our life. You know. Now when we those who caught what I said, and the more you marinate into that, or it marinate in you, it's gonna shift a lot of things. Rather than how you see or how you hear, or so forth and so on, or things or maybe even things you say. Cause ain't ain't no nothing in the world unless it's taking place in you. So you can fill in the blank. See, that's why I say ain't no healing, ain't no joy, ain't no love, ain't no abundance, ain't no peace, ain't no light, ain't no dark, ain't no balance, ain't no harmony in the world unless it's taking place in you. For those who missed it in the back the first time. Now think about that. What can you fill in the blank that speaks to you? What can you fill in the blank that speaks for you? Cause it's easy, it's easy to look outside for something only you could bring into your world, regardless of what you have or who you share your world with. You see, and Jesus finished his work. We gotta finish ours. You hear me? So since God's still using me, you heard? I came through this. I came through to speak to the people, man. You hear me? Happy new beginning to the people. You know. And I'm led to repeat what I just said. It's easy to look outside for something only you could bring into your world, regardless of what you have or who you share it with. So if it don't take place in you, you will watch it take place around you. So I encourage you to be your own witness. It's been an honor coming through. Once again, I appreciate y'all. Feel good for no reason at all. If you haven't, you know what to do. Drop a like, share the message, drop a comment, ask a question if you got it. You know, that's what the comment section for. Thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you to the old subscribers, Cosmic Consciousness Family and Soul Tribe. Shout out to my extended family, BCU in Johns. You hear me? Big Indian business. Self-pacing. I started out by saying reprogramming the mind is not a weekend retreat. So be patient with yourself. I'm led to speak back to that, to say this. Self-pacing requires patience. And every point of view also has a point of interpretation. But every life experience is for your translation. Know your story. Know yourself in the story. Trust it when you can't trust your story when you can't trust yourself. That's why you need to know your story, because knowledge not embodied is dead weight. You hear me? Knowledge not embodied is dead weight. So what you carry. And until we do it again, I'm known as Sawu. Be you how you be you. I love y'all. Peace, family.